Hey everyone, and hey to all those Canadian vets out there. Yeah, as you recognize, as this story's alluding to, yeah, neither the federal Conservatives or the federal Liberals have your best interests at heart. Nor are they showing their willingness to own up to their obligations and promises they made. In reality, there's only one party in this country that's going to stand in defense of the veterans of this country, and that's the People Party of Canada under the leadership of Maxime Bernier. So if you're disenfranchised or sick of the status quo, vote PBC for real change in this country. Headline out of CBC News Politics. After years of broken promises, vets struggle with which party to support. Jay Jorgensen says he has zero trust in the Liberals or the Conservatives. This is being reported by Lee Berthwam, Canadian Press, September 28, 2019. Jay Jorgensen is unequivocal about how much he trusts the Liberals and Conservatives to help disabled veterans like him. Zero, says the retired sergeant who served 17 years in uniform before leaving the military in 2013 because of a back injury and post-traumatic stress disorder. Both are burned to me. It's a popular sentiment in parts of Canada's veteran community. Veterans themselves, their spouses and families, and people who provide them services, and a reality both parties face as they seek to court a segment of the population that feels betrayed by successive governments over the past decade. Canada's veterans community is far from united, but it is large, with roughly 700,000 Canadians having served in uniform. This number of potential voters is not without significance, Brian Forbes, chair of the National Council of Veteran Associations, wrote recently, particularly in an election year which will, in all probability, result in a minority government. Both the Conservatives and Liberals have made countless promises to Canada's veterans over the years, with Conservative leader Andrew Scheer the latest to commit to making life better for those suffering from service-related wounds and illnesses. Yet while some are ready to look past their treatment by the previous Conservative government under Stephen Harper and accept Scheer's promises on faith after what they describe as Justin Trudeau's lies, others like Jorgensen are fed up and at a loss over whom to believe. When you say something, that means to me that you will do it, Jorgensen says from his home north of Saskatoon. None of these parties have demonstrated that in the past, so I can't believe they will do it in the future either. The root of the distrust can be traced back to 2005, when Paul Martin's Liberal government did away with lifelong disability pensions, the backbone of Canada's support for those injured in uniform for nearly a century. Anyways, folks, I'll place a link to this article in the description of the video, but once again, it's not just the veteran community. There's a whole lot of Canadians out there that are very much disenfranchised and feeling left behind, rightfully so, by those who represent the establishment parties. And it's not just the Liberals or the Conservatives, even the NDP. I mean, think about it. The NDP is supposed to be the the workers' party, right? All about defending the working class or the poor. But how are they doing that? No. And their leader today is an out-of-touch elitist himself, which just shows you how far away even all the parties, whether you're talking about Conservatives, Liberals, or the New Democrats, even the Socialists, how far away they are from what they used to stand for historically. Conservatives no longer care about balancing budgets or reckless spending. Liberals no longer care about giving people their social freedoms, as you see. It's the social justice warriors, Antifa, and these far leftists that are constantly trying to prevent people from living their life peacefully based on their own preferences. And it's the Liberals that are out there, these people on the left that are out there trying to silence or suppress people's voices and destroy our ability to speak freely. And once again, the NDP, the one that's supposed to represent the working class, they no longer represent the working class nor care too much about defending the poor. How many times have you even heard the word or the term the poor used by any of the established parties? They don't care. They're all about catering to those who feel will be in the best position to support them financially or economically. Those who will butter their bread, so to speak. Being part of the ruling class, yeah, it's a fairly big tent, but you're not included and you're not invited. Now, for the rest of us, we're just the outliers, the outsiders, who have been told time and time again to just stay in your lane, sit on the sideline, and allow these central planning authoritarians to take over every aspect of your social and economic life. Well, I say no, and so should you. It's Canadian Libertarian, and I love liberty.